The Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has been told to resume or resign from office so that the state can move forward. A group within the People's Democratic Party, under the aegis of PDP Forever Initiative, made the call while addressing newsmen in Abuja on Friday. Governor Akeredolu, since returning to Nigeria in September after 3 months away on medical leave in Germany, has not been seen in public. The group's national coordinator, Honorable Obande Gideon Obande, at a press conference on the Ondo State leadership vacuum, maintained that there is a provision for a deputy to discharge the duties and responsibilities of the governor in acting capacity as enshrined in Nigerian law. He prayed for the governor's quick recovery, saying his incapacitation should not affect the governance of the state. Alan Sowore, lawyer and political analyst, joins us now to discuss this. Alan, a very good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. What do you make of the current leadership vacuum in Ondo State?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Since April 3rd, there has been vacuum in governance in Ondo State due to the indisposition of the governor before he eventually traveled to Germany, where he spent 3 months. And since he returned on the 7th of September, he has not been to Ondo State. And as we speak, there is no leadership from the local government. All the local governments in Ondo State have no leadership, political leadership. And the deputy governor is being hunted around. He is not available. He's running around to ensure that he's not been impeached by the State House of Assembly, who has gotten instruction from the governor to remove the deputy governor. So the situation in Ondo State is rudderless, directionless, without purpose. And the people are bearing the brunt of this selfish interest of some few elements that I like to call the cabal, who are making the state dry in the name of the governor, who we have not seen, we have not heard from him, and nobody knows his whereabouts. As we speak, there are high tendencies that the governor is not even in Nigeria, that the governor has traveled back to Germany. And I'm saying this, anybody who has a contrary evidence should come and tell us where the governor is. So it's pathetic, and the state is missing in action in all national, very important meetings like the Nigeria Police Council, National Security Council, National Economic Council. The governor was equally absent on important days like Workers' Day, Children's Day, the Independence Day, where many governors grant amnesty to people who are in prison. So those days has been without a father figure. I sad.
All right. When Nigeria's former and deceased president Yar'Adua was incapacitated, that's Omar Musa Yar'Adua, was incapacitated, had health challenges and refused to formally transfer power to his then vice president, Goodluck Jonathan, to be the acting president. One of the most vocal critics of Yar'Adua was Rotimi Akeredolu himself, the man we're talking about now. At the time, he was the chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association. I'm sure you're aware of this. What are your thoughts as a lawyer? How do you think this has affects the whole situation, or what do you think this says of Akeredolu himself?
That is why I am worried. I have worked closely with Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. I'm worried because if the governor is in his right senses, if the governor is conscious of his environment, he wouldn't have done this. Having been a role model in agitating for rule of law, that things should be done properly. And like you said, it was the major vocal voice during the Yar'Adua saga. So I expect that if the governor is conscious and he is knowing his environment, this will not have happened. But again, we have to blame the leadership of the Ondo State House of Assembly, who has every power, every right to activate the constitutional provisions to ensure that the state does not suffer. Vis-a-vis Section 189 which provide that the State House of Assembly, particularly the Speaker, can set up a panel in these circumstances to examine the health status of the governor and ensure that there's no vacuum where the governor is determined as incapacitated. Then the deputy takes over. Then again, you have provision in section 190 sub 2. We say that whenever the governor is unavailable and is unable to discharge the duty of his office, and he fails to transmit power 21 days after, the Speaker of the House of Assembly should, through the State House of Assembly, pass a resolution by simple majority and made the deputy governor acting. Nobody is calling for the resignation or whatever of the governor. Nobody wants him ill. But even from what the outside world knows, the governor has been away 3 months in Germany, and since his return, that's 72 days now. Nobody has seen him. When you add these two together in the life of a state, you know that state is in conundrum. And that's why we are calling on the president, we are calling on all the various stakeholders in Nigeria that the good people of Ondo State, we are lacking behind, we have no leaders, and there's crisis. And some people, few people, particularly some few commissioners, are taking this situation to meet the state. They are forging the signature of the governor. They are using his convoy. His son has been riding on his convoy to harass people in Ondo State. His wife has been riding on his convoy to harass people in Ondo State. The situation is worrisome.
What are your thoughts on the ultimatum given by this group in the PDP group? They're giving the governor 72 hours to either transit power to his deputy or to resign. We both think that's not going to happen. But the ultimatum ends tonight. How do you see this panning out?
I expect that by tomorrow, every right-thinking person in Ondo State, young people, women, who are capable of coming out to stage a protest, to call the awareness of this country to this precarious situation of Ondo State people, should hit the street by tomorrow. And let's call the attention of Mr. President, not now that he is the president. I mean, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that will allow Ondo State to go down the drain, not now when he is the president. I know he likes the good people of Ondo State. Ondo State is his second home. He has always been of assistance to the good people of Ondo State. So it is a high time the president intervene. It is a high time the National Assembly can as well intervene by the provision of Section 11 of the Constitution. When the State House of Assembly has failed or unable to carry out their duty, the National Assembly can take over the duty of the State House of Assembly and pass a simple resolution so that the deputy governor becomes the acting governor and just steer the ship of the state so that we are not going to be stagnant. We are not going, the whole street in Akure is taken over by debris and they are looting the resources. So I expect that everybody tomorrow should hit the street in Ondo State, in Abuja, everywhere. Let us create awareness and let's stop these shenanigans. Those who are using the condition, the health condition of Mr. Governor to take the security votes and award contract in his name. Last time we had state executive meeting in Ondo State was on 9th of May. Ever since, no state executive council, and this is the highest approving body in the state for contract for any project that is above 250 million. But since the governor has become indisposed, we have been seeing checks and projects that are well above 250 million being executed. So we are calling on all relevant agencies, all relevant authority.
All right. Do you think this is symptomatic of Africans or African leaders who have this sit-tight approach to governance? They don't want to leave. Because Akeredolu he's from, I mean, we say put technocrats in power. He's a lawyer. He is a former chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association. Technocrats don't come bigger or better than that in Nigeria. As you're heading a professional body of lawyers who stand for the rule of law. And so this bastardizes, my brother, this bastardizes the school of thought, the theory that, oh, you put technocrats in office in Africa, people who are educated and all that will see Africa develop. What do you say to that? Is it about a black man or what?
I agree with you. Because of traditional leadership, the monarchical leadership in Africa, and in particular, I must tell you, even when he was the chairman of Nigeria Bar Association, Governor Akeredolu, with due respect, does not know the difference between public office and family heritage. Since he became governor in Ondo State, the challenges, major challenge he has had with the people is the way he takes governance as a family inheritance, the way he failed to curtail his wife, who wants always to assume official roles of government official, the way the governor made his son the director general of the project and monitoring unit in Ondo State. So I agree that maybe because of our nature, because of our culture, many Africans, irrespective of their education, and that is the major challenge we have in Ondo State too. Many senior lawyers who should have come on national TV to talk about this, to condemn this, because Akeredolu is involved. He's a live bencher, he's their friends, so they don't want to talk. They don't want to sin as, asking their friend to relinquish power. This is equally bad. I expected people like, I don't want to mention, the big name in the judiciary who are senior lawyers in Nigeria, who should have come outside to educate the people, to even call on attention of the president to this. But they all shine away from this patriotic duty to say,
All right.
look,
Well, you're talking about the fact that he's a live bencher. The other live benchers who have used, the power of state to pull down people's private property, people's hotel, and lock people up, and they didn't say anything. So I don't know. Maybe it's more of the same. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure having you. The question remains, I'm sure, on everyone's lips is, where is Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, and how is he, if he's capable to govern? Maybe he should show his face in public. We'll wait for that day. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.